Well, good afternoon. My name's Professor Brightsider, and I'm a professor of Battlefield. For those of you who don't know me, I earned my PhD in Battlefield at the University of... And currently, I teach Battlefield at... This afternoon, I'd like to critically review and analyze the Battlefield 1 official reveal trailer. I'll be looking at some items of interest that maybe the viewer had not previously known, and perhaps they'll actually learn something from this review. In this analysis and review, I'll be using only screenshots from the reveal video because, well, I just want to avoid copyright issues. If the viewer is so inclined, however, he or she may open the actual video that shows the reveal in order to follow along with my commentary. Now, in this first scene of the reveal trailer, we see that it says may contain content inappropriate for children. Now, what this reveal trailer won't tell you is that some of the content inappropriate for children is the fact that some of the male soldiers in this game actually show off their pole dancing skills. And they don't actually use poles, but rather they use the barrel of the turrets of their tanks. So they're swinging on the barrel of the turret of their tanks. Therefore, one can understand why this content might be inappropriate for children. Here we see green smoke billowing out from the ground and rising upward. Now, the backstory behind this actually that the trailer won't tell you is that green smoke is not due to the explosion of a grenade or some sort of artillery shell or any explosive like that. Rather, the green smoke is coming out from a guy's butt because he just farted. He probably had too many green cheese cubes or something like that, but in no way is that smoke due to an actual harmful explosive, unless the guy's flatulence is considered as harmful and lethal. In fact, what appears to be green smoke in this scene might actually be excrement in cloud form. So basically excrement in gaseous form, if you will. So let the viewer decide what it really is. Now, in this scene, the viewer might be tempted to think that what he or she is seeing are artillery pieces firing away with their barrage of shells. But in actuality, and what the trailer will not tell you, is that fire and smoke are not coming out of the artillery pieces because of the fact that men are firing shells from them. But in all actuality, and what the trailer won't tell you, is that fire and smoke are not coming out of the artillery pieces because people are firing shells from these pieces. Actually, we see fire and smoke coming out of these artillery pieces because of the fact that soldiers are farting into these artillery pieces. That is to say, soldiers are pressing themselves against the artillery pieces and flatulating. And so their flatulence blasts are so powerful that fire and smoke actually are spewed out, and it just so happens that it exits from these artillery pieces. Also in this scene, the viewer might be tempted to think that what he or she sees in the foreground are piles of ammunition shells. Well, in actuality, those aren't ammunition shells. Rather, those are piles of excrement that the soldiers defecated out. You see, in this whole scene, it's actually showing the latrine section of the soldiers' campground. Now here in this scene, it looks as if the soldier has a look of amazement and surprise on his face. Now, much to the surprise of the viewer, he actually isn't looking at what the viewer would expect him to be looking at. He's actually looking at the latest and most recent stripper graduate perform her innovative techniques on the pole during her pole dance. I mean, just look at his facial expression. He's probably thinking, oh yeah, babe, that's it. There we go. All day, baby. Now, it might surprise the viewer when I say that what appears to be a zeppelin up in the air is actually not a zeppelin. You see, it's a pair of trousers of a soldier, and you may ask, well, why are the trousers so big and why do they resemble a zeppelin? My answer to that is, you see, the soldier had to take a massive dump, and that's why his trousers expanded so much, and that's why they resemble a zeppelin in its length and its size, but it's definitely not a zeppelin. And whatever you do when you play Battlefield 1, do not try to shoot that zeppelin or what appears to be a zeppelin, because if you do, it's going to explode and blast excrement all over the screen, and I guarantee that you will actually be able to smell that excrement through the screen. And there are rumors that if you actually try to shoot that zeppelin, you'll find excrement in your mailbox. So be warned.